Swiss made 25 joule self-winding mechanical movement, up to 56-hour power reserve, 2 flag engraving over Sealander. So welcome back to Perpetual-Time. My name is Alexandros Photi, and today I've got a Rolex 18 karat gold root beer and also a Greendale Daytona. Now the Greendale Daytona is approximately £110,000 to buy. Now the reason why it's so much is because of the pre-owned market. Values of these watches have drastically shot up, and also the root beer is approximately 46,000 to 60,000 depending on who you buy it from. Now I'm very fortunate enough to work on these watches on a weekly basis, if not on a daily basis. Now I've been asked by others, viewers, and also from myself, a watch brand that is a fraction of the price. Now I'm talking about the figures of approximately £1,000. So more or less, I would say the service costs, most probably the service cost of each of these watches. So if you imagine the service cost on this Greendale Daytona being around 1,000 and on the root beer being around 1,000, is it possible to buy a watch for that price? So here is the box. Now it's very rare to find a brand of this value with such a high quality box. So we've got the outer box here, which is like it's a well-made, say this is well-made cardboard. So we've got the box. Now I just want to say that this box is actually very well made. Now I do look at these small touches when it comes to watches, especially watches of a certain value. And okay, this watch is not a huge amount of money, but I'm already impressed by the quality of this box, which is actually wood and is like a sort of plastic kind of rubber feel with the brand embossed as well at the top. And if we slide through the top, we've got an actual velvet cloth. It's like an anti-dust cloth, which is a nice touch. And then we have the 60-60 guarantee, which basically means 60 days you can return the watch if you're not happy with it, and you get 60 months, which is 5 years on the service warranty of the watch, which there's not many companies that offer 5 years. Rolex do, but there's not many other companies that offer 5 years on a service warranty. Now we have the watch here. So we have a Christopher Ward C63 Sealander, British brand, 39 millimeters in diameter, 56-hour power reserve, which is very impressive. Timing tolerances on the website is shown as minus 20 seconds to plus 20 seconds a day. Swiss made movement, which is the Sealander SW330-2 GMT, which is basically the 2893 ETA movement. So we have a sapphire glass, stainless steel 316L steel, and also a glass back showing the decoration on the movement, which looks very neat, very crisp, very tidy. Also, I will say that the strap, the rubber strap on this watch, I love the detail on the back of the strap, which actually is very cleverly done. And you can also see the Christopher Ward logo embossed on the back. Now, I'm always wary of rubber straps because sometimes they can make the brand look quite cheap. They can come across quite cheap, but I would say the quality of this rubber strap is exceptional. Also, you've got a solid stainless steel buckle. The great thing as well is that it's easy to remove the rubber strap by these easy to remove. It's very easy to remove the rubber strap from this watch because it has a quick release spring bar function. By pushing down, you can actually remove the rubber strap. So you don't need somebody like myself to do it. You still need to be careful. And also the watch, believe it or not, comes with a 316L steel bracelet. Now, I'm always very cautious of 316L steel because sometimes it can come across as looking cheap and actually feel cheap. But this bracelet is very high quality. I'm very impressed by it. And also on the back of the clasp, you can actually have a slight micro adjustment for the bracelet. So it goes in and out. And also you can close the clasp and have two push piece system by pressing down and the clasp opens. Very secure. Now I'm just going to fit the bracelet to the watch. As you can see, it's very easy to fit the bracelet and the watch looks fantastic with this bracelet. It looks great with the rubber strap, but I do like it on this bracelet. Now I'm just going to put it on myself. So just want to have a look and see. Slightly big on me, so I'm just going to adjust it on the micro setting. Looking at this watch under an eyeglass, it's very impressive. The quality of the hands, which is something I always look at. Also the quality of the dial is exceptional. Now, I'm struggling to find any negatives on this watch. I can't really think of any. I could say that the bracelet has pins and tubes, which some people prefer actual screws. However, with screws, if they're not Loctited in, then they can actually come out. Pins and tubes can wear, but if I really wanted to be super critical, I could say that the bracelet has no pins and tubes. I've even done a test that I do on certain brands of watches and certain priced watches, is where I pull out the crown and I just want to see the wobble in the crown. But there's no wobble, there's actually none at all. The actual outer threads for the tube where the screw down crown goes in is at a good size. So the chances of the crown snapping off or any damage, plus the crown guards do protect the crown as well. They're not oversized, not over flared. Good. Fits very well along the middle case. The bezel, finish of the bezel is fantastic. I like the contours of the highly polished sides of the case as well. The overall finish of this watch is at a very high standard. So I would like people to let me know in the comments what they would pay for a watch of this quality. I personally think that this brand is underselling themselves. Now, I don't think I've ever said that about any brand. I can't think of one brand that I would actually say they're actually underselling their products, but I can say that Christopher Ward is underselling their particular models. And there's also newer models coming out. And the next Christopher Ward watch that I'll be reviewing will be my own, because I actually do have a lot of respect for this brand. I've had my eye on this brand for some years, and I can see the amount of investments that they're placing back into this brand, and it just shows in the quality of their watches. Positives of this watch is the fact the quality, the price is just too cheap. As you know from watching my videos, I'm a WASTEP certified watchmaker. I sit on the board of the British Horological Institute. I'm also a fellow of the British Horological Institute, also a guild member, and I also sit on the board of the British and Watch and Clockmakers Guild. I have seen many watches in my time. I've been very fortunate. Now, I must admit, I have been somewhat naive to other brands. However, I'm glad that I came across Christopher Ward because I would say it gave me the passion back in watches, because I personally think that a lot of people that buy watches now are not buying the watches for actually being a watch. They're buying because they're believing, or they are actually buying them for investments and not enjoying the actual watch itself. Now, this watch at £950 brand new, considering you can also buy it on monthly repayments as well. I am absolutely gobsmacked that a brand would sell this watch at £950. For me to buy the actual movement would cost me easily a couple of £100. So think about that. You're getting a watch that's British, Swiss movement, stainless steel, solid, seals to 150 meters, GMT function, 60 months warranty. I'll be honest with you, I've been looking at flaws at this watch because I just can't believe the price point for this watch brand new. I've placed on a time machine. Now on the website it states minus to 20 seconds a day. This watch is actually almost hitting chronometer rating, which I've just had a look myself on the time machine. Now, after the timekeeping, I also placed in my dry tester at 150 meters, and the watch passed comfortably. Also, I tested a vacuum of 0.7 and it passed with no issues at all. This is a fantastic timepiece. Just like to say, I am not being paid by Christopher Ward. I'm not getting any sort of kickbacks. I'm not getting anything at all. I am actually paying for this review on this watch because I believe that people out there are missing opportunities of buying a luxury watch that they can wear every day, that they can enjoy every day. I do not want to say that this watch is an entry-level watch because that's being disrespectful to the brand, but I will say that if you haven't ever had a mechanical Swiss-made watch, I think this is a great starting point. And the reason why I say that is many people strive for certain brands like Rolex, but they don't actually appreciate the insurance costs, the service costs, also the fact that they're now probably worried to wear the watch, be seen wearing the watch, and if they scratch it, they probably can't sleep at night. I would say that if I had £1,000, £950 to £1,000 to buy a brand new mechanical watch, I would struggle myself, and I'm in the business. Now I have found that watch, or should I say that brand, which is the Christopher Ward brand. So scores on this watch, movement wise, because I've worked on the Sealander movements and the ETA movements, and they're extremely well made, especially the Sealander now with the upgrades that they've done. They are exceptional movements, and if it wasn't for the likes of ETA, because this is based on the ETA 2893, the watch industry wouldn't be where it is. So don't ever disregard ETA movements. Now, the other thing is, I will say that I have a lot of respect for Christopher Ward because, and I actually will say it again, I do believe that they've undersold their brand. There's so many other brands out there that use ETA movements and hide behind sales tactics and certain words to make out that their brand is more superior than others, and they're actually using a cheaper version ETA. This is not what Christopher Ward has done. They've been very open and honest, and even backed up their watches with a 60-month warranty in it. And if you're not happy with the watch, you have 60 days to return it. So movement wise, I will give 5. Aesthetics, I don't have any issues with the aesthetics. As a watchmaker, I can't see any issues. For me to refinish this watch, it would be relatively easy to refinish with no issues. I would give aesthetics a 5. Reliability, from what I've seen, from the quality, from the build, easy to service movement, I'll give that a 5. Practicality, well, It's extremely practical. I'll give that a 5. Value. Now what's interesting about this particular watch, brand new, if you were to go on eBay and buy a pre-owned version of one of these, depreciation is really small. And I think that says a lot. So I think it's an absolutely outstanding buy. Value is 5. Yes, I'm going there. Definitely going there. I'm giving this watch a 5.